Arvind?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Yeah, Arvind, you can go ahead. Can you beep about yourself?
Sorry,
Can you just beep about yourself? Like
a
just
brief about myself. Okay. My name is Arvind, and I do have more than 10 years of working experience in different, companies and in different profiles. Currently, I'm working as a manager in data visualization profile. I have a good hands-on experience of working on Power BI, Tableau, SQL, Power Automate, and other things. But I'm very new to the cloud domain, so yes, so I want to get some good understanding on cloud, how this Azure, AWS, thing works. So I'm especially looking for the data engineering profile in the data in AWS.
okay. Thank you. And Ajad?
Yes, Ganesh. Basically, I have currently I'm working with the PIC, and I have role as a senior application support analyst. So just I want to move my role from data engineering. So that's why I joined the this demo. So
Thank you.
AWS with the yes.
Thank you, Ajad. Lavanya? Lavanya can hear us?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you. I was working as a support engineer and I have hands-on experience. Now as I've taken leave like for taking care of my baby for 1.5 years, so I want to move to the field data engineer. So I've taken this.
Thank you. And Mehul?
Hello. Yes, I have been working in the finance as a BFM. Okay, since 7 years, but now I want to like change my role for the like data engineer in the AWS. So I'm the new in this domain.
Okay. And Murli?
Yeah, hi sir. I am having 3 year of experience. So currently I'm working as a support working throughout my career. I just work in the support project. So I just wanted to switch in the cloud kind of thing. So I didn't have any idea about this cloud and all. So but I heard that like cloud nowadays like cloud engineer they are recruiting more. That's why I'm a bit interested and I it's my personal interest also.
Okay. Thank you. And Pawan? Pawan, are you there?
Hey, I am having near to 7 years of experience in IT. So I work for the cloud domain, which involves SailPoint and Okta. So I just want to switch my domain to this AWS. So that's why I just switched it. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. And Ramakrishna? Ramakrishna, are you there?
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, Ramakrishna, go ahead.
Yeah. So I have more than 10 years of experience in Oracle DBA and Postgres. So currently working the AWS also, but I am looking for more engineering part, data engineering part for scripting and automation for in AWS cloud.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Vikaka?
Good evening. My name is Jafar, and I graduated a couple of years ago. I don't really have any hands-on experience on any of the technologies. I did work for Amazon for like for a while as a seller support, but that was not related to my field. I graduated in BE, IT CSA, but I haven't got any experience. So I'm here. I think I have the least experience of all, and
Okay. Thank you. And I can see one more person, 856, 856679, something. Can you choose? Can you report yourself? And yeah, Aditya, you can go ahead.
Thanks everyone. My name is Aditya. Hello, how are you doing, guys?
Yeah, good.
Very
Great to
good,
see.
Aditya.
Great to see such enthusiasm on a weekend, especially on the Sunday. Almost we are about to finish today in India, and the folks who are joining outside India, it's the starting of the day. So it's great to see such enthusiasm here, guys. And so far, I've been listening you patiently, right? All of you guys are techies. You're working in corporates. You have a great experiences in different domains. So it's quite exciting to talk to you today. My name is Aditya. I'm senior data engineer. Uh, you can call it me like ML engineer. So I play these kind of roles in company which is Fortune 50. I have 9 years of experience purely into the data space, data science, ML engineering, data engineering, you name it. These kind of experiences I have. I have a passion of learning more about data, what is happening in the industry, what is cutting edge technologies which are coming in the industry, and digesting it and converting into very easily understandable format topics. So that is my passion. I want to teach as many people as I can on AWS as well as on the data space. Whatever I have learned in my journey so far of handling petabytes of data, working batch pipelines, streaming pipelines, handling different use cases scenario across my career. I want to show those experiences with you and then make you more educated towards this data space, right? So before even I begin, right, I just want to quickly check with you guys two things. First thing is, what are your opinion on the scope of AI in the coming days? I just want to hear your thoughts. What do you think how AI is shaping the industry, the technical industry going forward in the next 2 years or so? It's a free forum, guys. There is no right or wrong answer. I want this conversation to be bidirectional in nature. So whatever thoughts coming in your mind, just raise your hand and we'll discuss. Let's make it as entertaining as possible.
Yeah. I believe AI is gonna take over, like not take over the humanity, but it's taking part in every aspect of a job and technology. Like for example, Tesla is now implementing all new sorts of technology with its vehicle and its self-driving, and Amazon got their delivering robots and drones, and different companies are just trying. Even our smartphones are just the latest smartphone that's out in the world has a different technology which is solely based on AI, and it's making arrangements for you, making calls, getting you an appointment for a haircut, and whatnot. So if AI is every IT company or every technology is trying to implement something which is almost everything related to AI. So our lives can be a little better and easier. So AI plays a huge role, and I believe, and everything is data. Every number, every name, every single part of our stuff is related to data. This person has this and this person has that, so everything is related to data, and that has to be counted and recorded. So I believe data and AI, these two are very huge part of our system, or at least going to become a huge part in future, so we can develop and implement a lot more applications and software in order to support and help our day-to-day life.
Absolutely. Wonderful answer. Thank you so much for giving this answer. So, as you mentioned, AI is paving the path of how we're going to see the world in next few years. And guys, do you know what is fueling the AI? What is behind this AI itself? How AI is able to, do whatever AI is doing today? The
Feeding
back,
data.
absolutely right. The back end, the core crux is the right amount of data, the right shape and quality and the size of data that we are feeding to the AI itself. That's how we are training it. That's how we are powering the AI to give back us the results, and that's how the future is. So if somebody is mastering data, then he can control what AI can do, and he can then control the upcoming future itself. And hence, industry are in the race of mastering this data space. If they're able to master the data well, they can quickly implement AI on top of it, and hence the business gonna go boom, right? Which bring us back to the reality of this data space and the data engineering around this data space itself, and hence the importance, right? No matter what, how much AI gonna come in, the role of data, the importance of data, and the people who are working around this data will gonna increase tremendously in the upcoming years. And guys, I'm quoting a study done by Gartner this year itself. So they have projected that the growth of data engineers in the upcoming years gonna be 50%. 50% more job will change from traditional roles into a data engineer. These data engineers gonna handle the streaming data. These data engineers are gonna handle the batch data. Lots and lots of data gonna be produced, and we need good people. We need engineers who are gonna handle this data, and these people are nothing but data engineers. But data engineers cannot do all of these without having solid infrastructure in place. So typically, who is gonna provide us the infrastructure going forward? It's the cloud space, right? So we have a lot of major players in cloud. We have AWS leading the market. We have Azure. We have Google. We have Alibaba. We have Salesforce, so on and so forth. So a combination of a person who knows cloud and the combination of a person who knows how to handle data gonna succeed very well in the upcoming years. And that's why, guys, we are here today to understand what AWS data engineering is all about and how we're going to utilize AWS data engineering to ride the wave of AI and succeed along with it. Right. So there are two options. Either you ride with the wave or you ride against the wave. The choice is ours, what we want to go ahead with. Right. Having said that, let me quickly present my screen. We're going to quickly discuss what data engineering is all about, what AWS is all about, and then we do some hands-on exercises going forward. Okay. I'm sharing my screen. Can anyone confirm if they see my screen?
Yeah, we can see us. At least
Thank you
I
so
can.
much. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Okay, cool. So as we know why we are here, we are going to learn what AWS data engineering is all about, right? So before I even go further deep inside into AWS data engineering, let's first of all understand what data engineering is all about, right? So data engineering is all about collecting data from various sources so that meaningful analysis can be performed on top of this data, right? Okay, too many big jargons. Let's try to understand this with a very basic use case. Okay, so guys, how many of you know what is Walmart? Have anyone heard about Walmart? Anyone know what Walmart is? Yes, no, I just need yes, no, I
Store.
don't need an explanation.
Yeah, it's store. Yeah, it's a store.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes,
No.
so no. Okay, fair enough. So you can put your yes or no in the chat as well, so that we can see how many of the folks know, how many of the folks does not know, right? So a quick refresher: Walmart is one of the largest retail chain in the world. It's predominantly headquartered in US. It's very similar to DMart in India. Like it's a retail chain where people go buy stuff, and you can find from needle to a car in the Walmart store itself. They have spread across the whole US. They have more than 500, even more than that. I don't know the exact numbers. These many different store. They are one of the market leaders. Their annual sales is more than 300, 400 billions dollar in nature. They lie among the top 10 companies of the world itself, top 10 companies of the world itself in terms of the sales, in terms of the revenue itself, right? So I'll take an example of Walmart, right? So Walmart works on this retail chain philosophy, right? They serve customer. Let's take an example of milk, right? Let's suppose Walmart has to sell milk to their customer, right? So to sell the milk, let's suppose the store opens at 8 a.m. in the morning, or let's say 6 a.m. in the morning. They need to fill their stores with the milk beforehand the store opens. For example, if the store opens at 8 a.m. in the morning, they need to make sure that the milk reaches that store by 6 a.m. in the morning. Correct? Let's suppose the average sales of milk for Walmart is, for a store, let's assume it's 1,000 liters. Let's suppose 1,000 packets of milk is the average sales. So as a supplier, I need to make sure that always in my store I have at least 1,000 liters of milk available. Correct? So now let's suppose today is Christmas or the next day is gonna be Christmas. So whenever we have festivals around the corner, the demand typically go up, right? Or it may go down. We don't know. So again, we went ahead with 1,000 liters of milk. A lot of customer came in, and the demand skyrocketed to at least 2,000, even 3,000. Meaning, if we had 3,000 packets, we could have sold those 3,000 packets as well. But eventually, we had only 1,000 packets, so we were able to sell 1,000, but we missed an opportunity to do more business on that day itself. So that's a pseudo loss for Walmart itself. Correct? Let's take a reverse scenario. We had 1,000 packets, and today there is a very wintry day, lot of snowy happening, because of which people are not leaving their homes. So on this particular day, only 500 packets of milk typically sold. And let's assume that the life cycle of packet of milk is only 1 day, meaning I cannot sell these milk packets tomorrow again, and these are just wasted. I need to throw them out. So today I had a loss of 500 packets, which are just going to waste. Had been I only ordered 500 packets, I could have avoid any losses, right? So in these two cases, case one where we miss a good opportunity to do business, in case two where we had a overstock and we had a good amount of loss because of the overstock itself, we had again lot of losses. So being Walmart, right, which are very cost sensitive in nature because they do selling on a scale of on a margin of only cents, I cannot afford to have these kind of mishap happening, right? So I need to make sure that every day a good amount of milk, a good quantity of milk is coming into my store so that I don't even miss the opportunity or I don't overcrowd my store itself with the milk. So how am I going to do that, right? So let's say there's a very wise store manager who is in this store management from last 30 years. So he knows that typically on Christmas, the demand goes up. Typically on a snowy day, the demand goes down. So basis his personal knowledge, he's able to tell, okay, today let's bring 2,000 packets because tomorrow is going to be Christmas. Okay, the next day afterwards, we know it's going to be icy because that's what the weather predictions are. Let's bring less down the packets. So he's using his own wisdom and able to decide what supply we're gonna bring in. Right now, we need to do this kind of a management across all the stores, and not only for milk, for all the products that Walmart store, like more than millions of products Walmart do sell. So we need to do this kind of analysis, this kind of management for all the products across all the stores available in the US itself, right? So to do this, we need lot and lots and lot of historical data, right? I can see in the past 20 years, 10 years, what happens on these days when we have these kind of a conditions, and basis that what was the demand for us. So I can predict a demand for the next days, for the future, by looking at my past data. And to do this, guys, Walmart uses billions and billions of data points, and they successfully predict their sales that can happen next day itself so that they can maintain their supply and there is no overselling, there is no overcrowding of the product, there is no less purchases of the product itself. This is what Walmart do and how they are able to do it because of the history they maintain about their sales happened in the last 20, 30 years. And on this history, they do a lot of data crunching, lot of data analytics, and because of this, they were able to tell what demand they can expect in the next few days. But how they are able to do it? To able to do this data crunching, they need a very good solid database, data lake, and to build these databases, data lakes, build all of this infrastructure, we need lot of engineers, and these engineers are nothing but data engineers in general. So what data engineers is doing for Walmart, they are building infrastructure to handle large volume of data. They are building pipelines to convert data into a meaningful format so that informed decision can be taken out of it, right? So this is one very classic example of how data is helping Walmart to increase their sales further, and that is what every organization is towards, guys. Every organization wanted to harness the power of data to take meaningful, informative decisions so that they can increase their business, in turn, increase their revenue, sales, and profit. Right? Every company out there is in the hunt of gaining more profit, and how to do it by taking informative, meaningful, impactful decision. And how they're able to do that, because of the data they have, by looking at the data, because of the backing of the data. And to enable the business people to take these data backed decisions, we need very good solid foundation on data, and these foundations are basically led and built by data engineer itself, right? So that's a very basic minimal definition of data engineering and data engineers. Now coming back to this theoretical part, as I said, data engineers are responsible of building infrastructure for storage, data pipelines, data processing, right? Blah blah blah. All of this data engineer take care of. What are their major responsibility? Building databases, data warehouses, data pipelines that can handle billions of record batch wise or high velocity of records coming through a stream, right? This is what the major responsibility of a data engineer is, right? How it is helping, what is the importance it plays in day-to-day business? It helps us take informative decisions. Our decisions are typically not based on the basis of some person wisdom or some guts, but it is backed by proper data, right? Or it basically help us achieve more profits and tons on a day-to-day basic basis. What are challenges data engineers typically face? So they face the challenges more around the growth in the volume, how they're going to handle billions and petabytes of data that is coming in, how they're going to handle streaming data which is coming in from various places, how they're going to maintain a scalable system, how they're going to maintain the security, governance. All of these are the major challenges of data engineers that they had to go through in their journey so far, right? What all tools data engineer typically use? I have highlighted few tools here. I'm going to cover all of these in details in the later part of these slides. So I'm skipping this at this moment. But quickly talking, AWS S3 for data lake data storage, Spark for data processing, building data pipelines, Snowflake, Redshifts for data warehousings, right? Airflow for automations, Lambda for automations, CloudFormation templates for building CI/CD pipelines. So all of these typically are getting taken care of by data engineer. These are the tools they uses, right? I'll quickly move on to the next phase of cloud, because if we look back, our course is on AWS data engineer. It comprises of two things. Data engineer, we have a basic understanding of what data engineer is. Now, what exactly AWS is all about? To understand AWS, first of all, we need to understand what exactly cloud is all about, right? So the cloud that you see on this red color border is not the cloud that we're gonna learn, guys, right? Jokes apart. So the cloud that we're gonna learn is this green bordered thingy. You see like couple of machines are being placed, right? And some people are moving around these screens. That's exactly what cloud is all about. If I talk about the definition of cloud, cloud is a storage location or a compute location, or you can think of servers which are placed far away from our reach meaning the normal consumers. They are highly secured, highly guided, highly maintained, right? These are not something which is placed in cloud, right? Like in the atmosphere, in the sky. No, these are placed in normal buildings, but these buildings are highly secured, highly maintained, temperature controlled, and a lot of people employed to maintain these clouds, right? Okay, quick questions. You see a lot of cloud names here, right? Any example of cloud that you have used in your day-to-day life, not these clouds, that you have been using from the last 5-10 years itself? Any example that comes in your mind? I believe you all must have used it or using it already.
Like
Google
VMware.
Drive, Google Drive,
Good
OneDrive.
answer. good answers. Google Drive, OneDrive, VMware, lot of answers. Very good answer, excellent answer, right? Everyone must have been using Google Drive, OneDrive, VMware, Apple, iCloud as well, right? It's also popular. So all of these are examples of cloud. So how do you operate with Google Drive? Let's take an example of Google Drive. How do you typically operate? What Google Drive gives you the additional features? Can anyone explain what exactly the Google Drive functioning is? How we use it?
We can store data remotely. It doesn't have to be a physical place. It can be stored somewhere else, and we can retrieve and store files.
Absolutely brilliant answer. Thank you so much. Right. So as he said, we can store our data remotely without the need of storing this information locally with us. For example, let's say I am having a lot of photos of my family, so on and so forth, and these photos and these memories are very crucial for me. And this information is available today in my laptop, and my laptop I know is about to die. Like the battery is crap for this laptop, RAM is not good as well, it's very old. How do I maintain these photos? How do I keep these photos? One quick option coming in your mind is save these photos in a new laptop that we are going to buy. Great answer, absolutely right. What if the new laptop got lost or stolen? How am I going to get these important memories for me with me, right? So what we do typically, we keep these important information in our Google Drive. And how do I access it? I just need a user ID and password and an internet to access my important information. It doesn't matter in which place I am sitting, in which country I am sitting, in which device I am using in. I just need user ID, password, and the working internet, and I can access my photos from anywhere in the world if they are available on the Google Drive, right? So this is what the feature of a typical cloud is. It allows us to store our data remotely, securely, and with full accessibility over the internet, right? There is no fear of losing this data if we are putting in the Google Drive itself. And this is what the guys exactly cloud is doing, right? I'll again take an example. It's a real story, by the way, of Netflix, right? So Netflix started their business. So I am assuming that everyone know what Netflix is all about, right? So they are the major online movie, TV series kind of a platform, right? When Netflix started their business, they started around 2005ish. So it was a store in US, a single store in US. Their model was to rent the cassettes, the CDs, VCRs. People came, they rent the movie, watch it, and return back the movie to Netflix itself, like the cassette, and then in turns, Netflix make money by renting out the movies and all. But then it came the dot com bubble, and a lot of people have started uploading the information over the internet, and then no longer people have to go rent the movie out there. They can quickly go to internet, download it, watch the movie online over there itself, right? Through torrent, through a lot of other mediums. Hence the business of Netflix started to decline, so they need to quickly switch to internet itself, so that they also tap in the market wherein people are getting used to watching the movies online. Hence they quickly pivoted, they moved their business to online, they built their website, they built a subscription model. People were just paying few bucks, and then they are having a good amount of movies available out there. Then no need to go back to the store physically, rent it, watch the movie again, return it back. They can quickly go over the internet, watch the movie itself. Netflix business is going boom in 2006, 2007. And hence the demand goes so extreme for Netflix that they have to come up with lot of movies, and then put it online so that people can watch it. But at the time, Netflix was maintaining their own servers, own storage, where they are putting the movies itself, right? Typically, a size of a movie is 1 GB, right? 2 GB itself. And since they have thousands and thousands of movies, TV shows, they need a very big storage system where they can put the movie and it can be accessible over the internet itself. At the time, Netflix was maintaining this storage system, but it is very costly to maintain, and it's very difficult to maintain as well. And hence, Netflix reached a peak point in 2008 where they are no longer able to manage the storage. They are no longer able to put a lot of new movies itself, right? And at that time, AWS came to Netflix saying that, hey, we have one wonderful service with the name S3. If you come to us, we will manage all the storage, everything for you. What you just need to do is buy a subscription for us. You just have to pay a rent for us, and you can store all your movies, all your show in our S3 buckets, in our cloud account. And with that, it born the game of cloud computing, guys. Netflix was one of the first customers of utilizing cloud computing. AWS itself, they utilize cloud storage for putting their movies and TV shows, and hence we all know, right? Netflix never looked back. It's one of the Fortune 50 companies today. We see how much business Netflix has grown into, right? And this is what the cloud use case is all about itself, right? So if you see on the right hand side, it's a study being done in 2023. If I talk about from the latest stats as well, the the numbers are almost equal, not changed too much. AWS is leading the market today in terms of the market share. It takes about 32% of the cloud storage, followed by Azure, followed by Google. And hence, the course that we have built is typically built on top of the AWS cloud itself, right? Okay. So this is what AWS I have to take a step back. This is what cloud computing is all about. Now let's venture into the AWS cloud computing, right? So as we all know from the example I gave of Netflix, right? AWS cloud computing is some secured servers which are highly maintained, highly secured. A lot of people work towards giving up the services for us, and a lot of organization utilizes these servers for storage, compute, managing their data, managing their infrastructure and everything. This is what AWS cloud provides back to us, right? Now, why people are so crazy about cloud, right? They can maintain their storage, they can maintain their services on their own, right? So why everyone is so crazy about moving to cloud itself, right? To understand this again, let's take an example. Let's say we are a tourist, we want to go to a new country for 30 days visit, let's suppose, right? So we have two plans. Plan number A is the first plan A. We're gonna go in the new country, buy a new car, pay the road tax, pay the insurance, right? Pay all the extra charges required to buy a car. Use that car for 30 days to travel around that country. But there is a catch. When we are coming back to our home country, we cannot bring the car back with us. We have to leave the car in that country itself. We cannot sell it. We cannot do anything. So that's the option number one. Option number two is we are going there in the new country, but there is a car renting service. What the car renting service says, you know, they will take care of insurances, they will take care of buying the new car, they will take care of road tax and every extra charges. As a customer, as a tourist, we need to come to their shop. We will ask, we need to rent a car for 30 days. They will charge us for 30 days only, whatever amount is, and then we don't have to take care or worry about extra things that we have to maintain for the car. We are just using it for 30 days. We're going to pay that money and then we are happily coming back to our country. So, guys, if you are that tourist, which option will you be preferring? Option A or option B?
B.
B.
Option B, right? Right. Every smart person gonna go with option B itself, and that's what industries, and that's why the industries are also going with option B. So why or how this example is related to industries, right? Let's understand this. Industries are doing a lot of experimentation. They need a lot of storages. They need a lot of servers to maintain the data demand itself. Correct. So when you buy a server, what is a server? It's nothing but a computer, but with very high grade specifications, right? Meaning it's the server with very great RAM, very great memory, so on and so forth. These are very costly in nature, as obvious, right? Because if you're buying a server with very high specification, we need to pay the money. But the thing is, these servers have tendency to go down after 3-4 years, right? Every computer we know typically lasts 3-4 years if you use it on its maximum capacity. And naturally, if they are being used in industries, naturally they will be used on its maximum capacity. So they will last 3-4 years maximum, these servers. Second problem is with these servers, they quickly get heat up so fast. Even our laptops get heat up so fast, but these are bigger, machines. If you see here, these, so they can heat up so fast. So we need a lot of cooling mechanism to cool these servers down. So we need a very ventilated place, a very well infrastructure to cool these servers down. Third thing is we need a team, a very great team to manage these servers. So these are headaches for a company like Netflix. These are headaches for a company like banks, right? Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, because these are expert in their own domain. Bankings, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, Walmart is retail. They're not expert in maintaining these servers, right? So there's a very headache of managing these servers on their side. They need to employ a lot of teams. They need to employ a lot of space, good ventilation, cooling plants, and of course the cost of these servers. And then they need replacement after every 2-3 years, right? So that's the headache for these companies. Then what AWS says on the other hand, we are expert in managing all of these. So as a company, you don't have to worry about all of these management stuff. You do your own business, what you are expert at. If you are expert at banking, do banking. If you're expert at retail, do retail like Walmart. If you are expert at providing online content, be like Netflix, do that. Leave the server part, leave the compute part to us. We are expert in this domain. You come to us, rent our services. We're gonna charge only for the time you are using it. And guys, if you don't believe, AWS charge per second. For example, if you are using their services for 20 days, 30 minutes, 32 seconds, you are only billed for 32 seconds itself. Like 20 days, 30 minutes, 32 seconds itself. You won't be billed 21 days itself. Not even a single extra second you will be billed. That's what AWS guarantee. And hence, these companies are putting their overheads down, and hence they are quickly switching over to the cloud computing, because over there they don't have to worry about all those extra stuff. They only and focusing on their innovations, what they are best at. And hence a lot of organizations, I think most of it, if not everyone, move to cloud. Most of the people are moving to cloud, and hence there is an extreme demand of cloud engineers. And if you pair it with data engineering, then it's become the cloud data engineering, and hence AWS data engineering itself, right? So that's why the demand of cloud computing is so high. And if you are playing with data, you're definitely going to need computing to handle that data itself, right? I'll take a quick pause now to see if there is any question so far in your mind, guys, before I jump into the sessions, what we're going to do, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I have a question, Aditya.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So you said basically, I mean, we are storing data remotely, right? But we can do a lot more than just storing the data, right? With the remote servers,
Absolutely right. Compute is
we
a
can.
very big term, right? We're going to break it down into smaller chunks going forward, but you are absolutely right. We can do much more than just storing data.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, because this whole I was just researching about the AWS and the data engineering. It says we have to extract, load, and transform the data. So I was just wondering how it is. And but I know I'm just jumping ahead, but uh, we we just don't store the data remotely. We can do a lot more with the servers and
Absolutely,
the services
absolutely,
provided.
absolutely right.
Okay,
Correct.
thank you.
Come on, guys. It's not the time for shying, because it's all about your career, right? If you want to shape up your career, you have to be vocal about it. Okay, fair enough. I'll move on. So, guys, as he said, we can do multiple things about cloud computing, right? So, quickly, I'll go back. What data engineering is all about? It's about building and maintaining storage infrastructure, processing engines, transformations, right? Leave it aside. It's all about basically building data pipelines. Data engineering in simple language is all about building data pipelines. Data pipelines can be of multiple type in nature. It can be batch, it can be streaming, it can be event driven, it can be time bound. There could be multiple kind of data pipelines that we as a data engineer typically builds, which typically take us to the concept of ETL: extract, transform, and load. This is what data engineers typically do, right? So to do all of this, we need lot of knowledge of fundamentals. We need lot of infrastructure. We need lot of services to venture in this space, right? Before I talk about these topics and all, let me give you a glimpse of what all projects that we're gonna build as part of this course, right? So if you see here, it's one of the project which we're gonna finish. It's about real-time clickstream data integration and unlocking scalable and self-service analytics. It means how we gonna utilize real-time data to generate insights and build data engineering pipelines on top of it, right? A quick glimpse of how exactly the architecture gonna look like. So if you can see, this is the architecture of the pipelines that we're gonna finish in our course going forward, right? If you see, we are using a lot of components. This is a storage component, this is a real-time streaming component, this is ETL we are doing, and bunch of other stuff we are utilizing, guys. So this is a quick sneak peek of what you can expect by the end of these sessions. This is something we're gonna achieve. Not only this, we're gonna achieve a data lake, a Netflix like data lake. It's a Netflix like data lake that we're gonna build by the end of these sessions. These are the few highlights of the topic that we will be covering in detail as part of our topic, right? And to achieve all of this, right, the topics that we're gonna cover are this. We're gonna cover basics of SQL and Python. We're gonna cover big data technologies like Spark, Hadoop, PySpark, right? We're gonna venture into the AWS cloud computing, say S3, what exactly Lambda is, what Kinesis is for, right? S3 is for data storage, data lake. Lambda is for building ETLs, event-driven architectures. Kinesis is for real-time streaming, right? Redshift is for data storage, data warehouses. Glue again is for ETLs, right? Not only these, every topic is, guys, packed by lots of hands-on, lots and lots of interview questions, lots and lots of material, right? Just to give you a highlight, these are all content material that we have prepared for our sessions, right? It is backed by a lot of data. Everything will be version control, so you're gonna get a sneak peek access to this GitHub repo where we maintain all the codes for hands-on that we're gonna do in our future sessions going forward, right? Coming back to these topics, this is what we're gonna cover on a very high level. If I have to give you an overview, we are going to cover AWS topics related to data engineering. We're gonna cover Databricks. We're gonna cover Snowflake, Airflow, Spark, PySpark, lot of CI/CDs as part of our sessions. Basically, by the end of this course, you will be getting a real world industry experience, a real world industry exposure, meaning in industries in real world data engineering, how typically a project is being started, how typically a project is being developed, tested, and deployed in production environment. This course is not like a course that you see in Udemy where we only talk about the AWS services and that's done. This course is about how, when you move in real industry, what all challenges you typically face, how you utilize these services to build pipelines, right? So the experience is altogether is completely different, right? How we start a project itself on the very first day? Are we start by directly doing the ETLs, or we do lot of data governance before that? So all of this gonna be covered in our sessions, guys, going forward. And on top of that, lot of hands-on projects we're gonna cover. Few case studies we're gonna do, which is available in public domain. One of the example I have quickly showed you. This is the case study we're gonna finish as part of our sessions, and much more. Right now, I'll take a pause here to see if there is any question coming in your mind, guys.
Hi, Aditya, Azab this side. Hello.
Yeah, I can barely hear you, but yeah, please let me know your questions.
Hi, sir. So, I do not have any coding experience. So, this course is suitable for me, or
Yeah, it should be good. The prerequisites typically are if you know basics of SQL or basics of Python, it should be good enough. But as I see in my previous batches as well, we have people from variety of experience. Some are good in coding, some are not. So what we do at the beginning of each session, we do assessment of our batch. We see how many people really need SQL and Python knowledge. So for such cases, if we realize that this batch definitely need SQL and Python, we go first with the SQL and Python, and then we venture into the data engineering space itself. But if we see only one or two people need SQL and Python, so for such cases, we go weekends with the with people and then discuss SQL and Python, and we don't disturb the existing batch base.
See, Aditya, I have experience of working on SQL, but I'm very much new to the Python. So, you'll start this training sessions from the scratch.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So you'll
from the
start. Yeah, yeah. Please
please
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
please.
No, no, please go ahead. Please
So,
finish.
so, so what my thinking is, so you'll start the batch from SQL and Python, from the basics to the advanced, and then you will move to the data engineering part. If
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely. So from day one, I'll do a basic assessment of the batch, how their competency in different skills like SQL, Python, Cloud. This helped me build the curriculum in the fashion that it is easy to digest and easy to understand. We have batches which are very advanced in SQL and Python. For such batches, we don't well delve into SQL and Python because they are really focused on understanding the real data engineering stuff. But we do have batches in the past who want to start from the very beginning. These are freshers coming out of the college. These are people who are switching domains. For such people, we ventured into the basics of everything and then move on to the data engineering. See, my goal is not just to finish the course. My goal is to make sure that by the end of the sessions, you are confident enough that you will be able to deliver the data engineering work in day-to-day life with utmost confidence, and you should be able to clear your interviews. That is my end goal. So I'm not in the hurry of finishing the sessions. My goal is just to make sure that you end up becoming a better engineer before you started the course itself.
Okay.
Yeah, Aditya, that is also my concern. I am, as you said, a lot of freshers and a lot of people are switching domains. So I'm the guy who's new and recently graduated. So I do need uh, the knowledge from the scratch for the SQL and for the Python. So yeah, as you said, you do conduct a poll and see how many people do need this knowledge from the scratch. So I think we already got 3, 4 guys. So I'm one of them. I do wanna, as you said, it's just not completing the course. You can just start and complete the course in like 2 or 3 months, but that's not the goal. If I just join in and complete the course, if I don't get a job or crack an interview, that's not the point. So I do want to learn something that can be implemented in order to get a job.
True, and that's what I can guarantee. By the end of the session, you're gonna get a real experience of what you can expect in industry when you end up being as a data engineer over there. So what exactly we do differently in industry versus what you get to see on Udemy and a lot of online platforms. These are very great platform for learning the basics, but if you want to get the real experience, that's different, altogether a different ball game. And this is something we are covering because I myself have learned cloud, this industry, by going through all the content out there, and this is what gap I have realized, that when I worked in my company, things behave completely different what I have learned online. So that's where I'm trying to bridge the gap, so that you don't feel a little bit of less confident when you start doing things in your day-to-day life. So these sessions going to be purely hands-on, with lots and lots of interview questions for each topics. You're going to get lot of assignments from my side. I'm going to bomb you with lot of assignments, guys. I be very frank with you. You have to do these assignments. I'm not going to force you to finish it or not. It's up to you. You all are smart people, right? If you are here, naturally you need something out of it. So if you want to achieve that something, you're going to finish these assignments by yourself itself. It's no longer a school, right? Okay, any questions, guys, for me?
Aditya,
Yeah.
actually, I have one question. Like, what about market trend, like AWS or Azure?
It's a great question, Azad. If you even Google today, AWS is leading the market in terms of the job posting, in terms of the revenue, in terms of the number of companies utilizing AWS. Azure is equally good, followed by Google. But as an engineer, I need to choose one path. How do I choose it? Either my company is utilizing that cloud, so hence I need to learn it. Second is my personal preference. Some people have preference towards AWS, some towards Azure, some towards Google GCP, right?
Yes.
Third thing could be I know something of that cloud, and hence I want to build further on top of it, right? So as a individual, you need to see which category you fall into and then decide. But if I see the numbers, if I see the number of postings of job, if I see the revenues, if I see the number of organization using, AWS is leading this space.
Okay.
Okay, if there are no questions, guys, quickly quick rundown. So by these sessions, you can expect what you can gonna learn. So you're gonna learn Databricks as part of our sessions. You're gonna learn Airflow. Everything will be from the scratch, like how you're gonna start from the beginning on these tools, how you're gonna set up Airflow, how you're gonna set up Databricks, how you're gonna set up AWS, how you're gonna set up Snowflake, how you're gonna connect all of these things together, big data, PySpark, everything from the scratch. A quick rundown of the topics that we're gonna cover in detail are these, right? You can get this list from Ganesh as well. He will pass on all the material to you if you want to have a look. So this is all we're gonna cover as part of our sessions. Apart from this, lots of interview questions, lots of assignments, and everything will be fully hands-on, right? I do have lots of notes that I share with the batches, but I believe in hands-on, and what you expect by our courses is this kind of thingy. I don't use pre built material. We do all the things on the whiteboard, and then we do all the explanation using the whiteboard itself. So when we start, this whiteboard gonna be blank, and we're gonna build everything on this whiteboard from scratch, and then we're gonna do lots of hands-on in AWS itself, right? So we're gonna build lots and lots of these kind of pipelines.
So the 33, the topics which you have just shown. So this is you are going to complete in 2 months.
Absolutely right. This is something. See, my goal is not about months or days. My
Okay.
goal is to make sure that you know these topics by heart. If you are able to finish in 30 days, I'm so happy. If you're able to finish in 45 days, I'm happy. If you're able to finish in 70 days, I'm also happy. It's up to the batch itself how they are progressing, right? And that's why I do have assessments, so that I can health check overall level of this batch itself. I can do the monitoring of the batch with assessments. If I have to pace up, pace down, we understand by looking at these mini assignments.
I think 3 to 4 people are already, fresher are there. I think, me also doesn't have very good exposure of working on Python. So I don't know. Means the topics looks very vast, and the time is looking so. 2 months is, I think, very short period of time to understand all this. This is my understanding. I don't know. Let's
No,
continue with this.
actually, I'm also on to you. Like, since all are new to us, it feels like within that duration, is it possible?
A great question, guys.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
won't believe this is, I think, 36th or 37th batch. Ganesh can correct me because he take care of all these infra part and the management part. I think it's 36th or 37th batch on AWS coaching. I
That's it.
do 36th, right? And guys, we have batches that we were able to finish in 1 month as well, and we have batches that are running for more than 2 months or 3 months as well. Again, as I said, I'm not in hurry to finish my sessions. It's up to you how you're gonna finish it, because at the end of the day, it's who you gonna be benefited by these courses, right? And guys, everything will be recorded, so in case if you are missing any session, because these sessions gonna be live, nothing gonna be pre-recorded, everything gonna be live. So if you are missing, for example, any of the live class, you can go back and check the recording and then come back with your questions or doubts later. So we do have doubt clearing sessions and everything as well. It's not like in the sessions I'm only gonna one who speak. It's always bi-directional in nature. I encourage you guys to always discuss things within the batch, because that's how a new extreme learning comes in. When you do things in group, when we do networking, when learn and enjoy things together. And guys, trust me on the timing part. You're never gonna see that, hey, I'm not able to understand and it's moving a little too fast for me. This is something I'm gonna guarantee you for sure.
I mean, it's okay if as long as we are learning something. If
Absolutely right.
so, yeah, 2 months is like what, 80 hours, except for the weekends. So Monday to Friday, that's 5 hours per week. So 80 hours for 2 months. So as long as we learn the topic and understand completely, and uh, we'll be able to implement it in the future in order to get a job. So that's good. As you said, if you finish the course in a month, that's good for you and for us. We can start applying for the jobs. But if it's gonna take long, we are just worried that there is no deadline for it. And if you say that it's 2 months only, then if we don't finish the whole course, and if you rush into it, then we won't be able to catch up on everything. So as long as we are sure that we are gonna get every knowledge, or some knowledge on every of the topic which is needed. So if it's gonna take more than 2 months, and if you guys are okay with it, and you will be able to uh, take time and help us with that, then we are good. At least I am satisfied that, hey, if it's gonna take longer, then Ganesh and Aditya will support me.
Aditya, my concern is here is like, see, you being a trainer, you being a professional, you can, means deliver these sessions, within 30 days. The problem here is that, are we going to get the complete time to, do the hands-on practice? See, to understand something is, okay, but when you do something, then it will give you the, a good experience of working on that. Theoretical experience is good, but hands-on experience is, yeah, what matters in the industry. So like, suppose, if you're giving me the, session of IAM, let's say you have given me a 1 hour understanding of IAM, and then, after 2 or 3 days, if, the next day you are giving me some other sessions, and the next day, some other sessions. After 2 or 3 days, if I didn't get the complete time of doing the hands-on practice of IM, I'll not be able to then, see do the hands-on work on the project. So my concern in that, see, we should get complete times of doing the hands-on of all topics also. I don't know, the other people will support me on this or not, but this is my concern actually.
I absolutely echo with you on this, Arvind, and that's why we have assessments at each and every topics. We give time for people to finish the assessments, come back with what they're understanding, and I personally judge, do marking of the assessments. We don't like use copy and paper. We are technical people, so we use GitHub and
Okay.
PRs. So what I ask guys, we are done with this topic. You have weekends, right? We all know we are a working professional or doing something. So weekends is the only time where we can dedicate on these hands-on activity. So I typically give assessments. I keep on giving assessments, and I expect guys to practice things out over the weekend in your free time. Whatever you have learned, give me back whatever you have built through the GitHub PRs. I personally review each of the PRs. I provide comments. Okay, this doesn't look good. This looks good. You can work around this thing. And these PRs comes through GitHub itself. So that you always having the feedbacks and you feel okay, this is something I need to improve. And as a trainer, I also get to know where my batch is lagging. So I'm not rushing on those topics then. I quickly take a step back. I see, okay, this is where I see we need to accelerate more. We need to give more time. And hence we slow down. We go in deep. We understand what exactly problems you are facing, right? This is what I make sure, and that's why I make sure all our sessions are bi-directional in nature. Expect people and encourage people to go speak if they're not able to understand, or if they're understanding, I don't know, because we are doing virtually. And hence I ask people, please speak up. Please let me know what your thought process is. And then we do lot of discussions on interview questions so that you also getting a look and feel of, apart from this, what you can expect in the interview. And hence I'm not again rushing it. We have batches which are running for 3 months and which we have batches which are running for 1 month. And how I'm deciding, I'm not deciding. It's the batch itself who is deciding on the basis of the assessments, on the basis of the output we are getting from the batch itself. So this is what I'm guaranteeing you for sure, Arvind, and the whole people on the call.
Okay.
Okay, guys, questions, queries. That is the right time to ask.
Sir, can you give a brief once we completed this course, AWS Data Engineer? So, will we, after completing this course, we can definitely we will complete this AWS certificate on.
Data engineering, yes.
Yeah, yes, correct,
Yep,
correct. Data
we
engineering.
can. We can. Even it is more than that. In data engineering certification, you want see all of this. So we have added PySpark, we have added Snowflake, we have added Airflow, we have added Databricks. All of this you're gonna learn as well, right? And guys, this is with real experiences what we are utilizing in industry. Because if we see, Snowflake itself is a separate learning stream, and it will take at least 3-4 months to finish into in Snowflake. But as a data engineer, do I need to learn everything about Snowflake? No. Similarly, AWS. Within AWS, we have more than 500 services. But as a data engineer, do I need to learn all 500? No. Some services belong to front-end engineers. Some services belongs to UI guys. Some services belongs to app developer, right? And hence, we need not to learn all 400. We need to focus on, as a data engineer, what we need to learn, what are being used in the real world, what are being used in the real industries.
Yeah, after completion of this training, how do we like acquire this AWS certificate?
Like you have to appear in the exam of AWS, and then if you score well, you gonna get the certificate.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. If there are no further questions, guys, I'll give back the time. And I really appreciate you guys giving the time today, especially on the weekend. Thank you so much for patiently listening me and providing your feedbacks and queries. It means a lot to me.
Oh, any questions from anyone? Sandeep, Krishna, Prem, Pavan, Murli, Mehul, Lavanya, Ajay. Any questions? Okay, then if you don't have a question, then we can wrap up for now and see you in the next session.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for your time,
Thank
Adnan.
you.